where's that? I'm gonna get on the ATV for just a moment. You can kind of see how that goes here. I'm gonna get on the engine with the engine turned on. Otherwise, the energy packs is another way. And I think I actually have an energy pack. So yeah. So if I do this, if I do, this is the ammo for the multi-gun as well. If I consume this, that's gonna build plus 100. If I turn the engine on this, it's gonna slowly regain my energy, kind of 5 at a time. So you can see how that works. The 2 ways to get energy.
You skinny energy?
Hey, Hillian. I'm just kind of showing how the energy is regained really quick. And then, so once we have our energy, we can go ahead and pick up a base piece. All right. So we're going to start, and I'm going to start with a piece that's down on the ground here. And get rid of that debug monitor. The build mode 1 is going to be your snapping mode. The build mode 2 is free build. Okay, so I'm going to enable the snapping mode just to show how that works. Make sure I'm picking up the right piece. Now, generally, the target point for things is in the center of the piece, right? So that one's the center, and the center of that is on the bottom. Okay. Now, really important once you pick it up. Okay, make sure, for number 1, make sure you have enough energy sufficient to move it around, not just like 5 or 10. Make sure you have at least 100, okay? Now, I always hit home to move this bad boy. Home and end will like push-pull. So I hit home to get it as far away from me as I can, and then I hit Q. Depending
How
on,
are you toggling that build mode on? Sorry to interrupt, I don't know.
It's pressing one or 2.
Okay.
It's the two different build modes. So depending on if you're doing a Picasso build or if you're doing a perfect build. If you're doing a perfect build, you're gonna hit Q and that's gonna center it. Okay. Now if you type !Epoch controls, that's gonna give you the forum post where all this is. So depending on where your perspective is, if you press Q, it's gonna center it in front of your character. If you want to do a free rotate, hit E. Okay. So that's gonna do this thing right here. If you go page up, page down, that is your up and down. Okay, so there's a limit to how high you can go, but I bet I could snap it to that top one. Maybe, yeah, I can snap it to the top right there, and then I can press 1 again. I don't know if it's gonna fall or not, so be ready to move. Okay, it's going to stay. So then that progress bar there is the locking. Now don't bump into it with anything until that goes down to 0. Okay. Another thing to note with these walls. Now we didn't have foundations to place because those things are damn hard to make. So what we did was we backed a vehicle up right where the wall is going to be placed. Got it in the right area, and then we had the person holding the wall right here. In the perfect spot, and then the vehicle just gently nudged, and then once it collides with the vehicle will prop it up. Now make sure you don't use an ATV. Make sure you use something that's very sturdy, and be gentle, and it will prop that wall up. Okay. Yeah, you can allow that, guys. Allow Ian to post a link. Hey Kent. Download page for Epoch, type !! launcher. So that is that. And then if I was going to do, and then I'll kind of show you, I guess I'll show you some physics. Because we saw it now. So to do like a physics type of thing, we want to be creative. Let's say we don't have scrap metal. We want to just board our base up on the sides. If we wanted to make a base completely out of wood, I could take that and drop it against the rock, and it's going to take the physics. All right. Now, of course, you can't do like a flip. There's no control for the flip, so you got to kind of you got to be creative when it comes to that. So I actually like using the TP a little bit to do these things too. Okay. So if I did that, it'll flip like that. Okay. And of course, the beginning of this is the crafting. So I can show some of the crafting too. How to craft things. So if I wanted to just use the walls or the floors to kind of board up my base, well, there you go. I mean, it's not perfect, but hey, that would block someone from getting into your base somewhat. You could kind of be creative with the physics of how it's placed. And the frequency jammer, which is crafted with salvage metal, that is a thing too. Let's see if I can craft. I'll do some crafting here too. Hey, Overdose. And other people have joined. I didn't greet everyone, but hello. Just showing some people some base. If you have base building questions, this is the time for it. Just kind of showing. There's some people in the group that didn't quite make it here for the base building, so I'm going to take some of these lumber packs. The great lumberjack Mall dropper. He did some awesome lumberjacking. So these are going to have icons in the next patch. So here's the craftable stuff. So double clicking on stuff in your inventory will do that. Okay. So this can be crafted. The wood logs. Here's the base. When you drop down. When you chop down, not drop down. Chop down a tree. That's what you start with is logs. Okay. So double click on that. You can make a fireplace. The fireplace is going to be different later. It's just a stock fireplace. And do not stand in the fire. It will kill you, by the way, in Arma 3. Okay. So we double click on that. We click on that. It's going to tell you what you need. And then I always just do this. It'll craft as many as you can make. Crafted 2 of those, okay? And then, like I said, click on this again, and we'll make some. There's a lot of floors. I'm just going to make 1 for now. We have a lot already. Floor, stairs, TP kit required. It'll tell you what's required too when you click on it in the menu. So scrap pelts, which I don't have. Those you get from animals and sappers. Okay. This is all just wood items, okay? So we'll craft 1 just to say. You can craft multiple at the same time. And let me just ditch all the stuff out of my inventory now that I don't need it. What's the range of the jammer? Excellent question. I believe it's 30 meters. Unless I'm wrong on that. I don't know everything. I believe it's 30 meters. That was the standard in DayZ Epoch. So I guess I'm going to craft a foundation because that was something that we agreed that we were going to craft. So that requires 4 mortar buckets. I hope that there's other ways to get buckets of mortar. Right now it's super hard to do. This will be actually a really good example of how to build properly. Okay. Now a cinder wall, I'm not going to do a cinder wall. Cinder walls are pretty costly too. We're doing a foundation, and then I'm going to take some floors and stuff. And also, I'm going to take one of the salvage metals, and I'm going to show you how to upgrade. Okay, I'm going to upgrade a couple walls. Okay, before these salvage metals somehow magically disappear out of this, I'm going to take those out and use them to good use. Put them to good use, rather. Derp. Okay, so I'm going to take some of the floors. For the floors, walls, couple floors, salvage metals. Okay, so like I said, remember when I said you want to target the middle of the piece? So if you were going to be targeting the wall for upgrading, the floors can't be upgraded right now. So this is the middle, okay? And I like to do it. Is there a weapon in here? I like to do it with a crosshair. I don't like to do it unarmed, so I'm going to take this weapon. Three large metal, and I'll show you how to make the large metal. It's just this here, right? And you can also make a shelf kit, which is a metal shelf you can store stuff on. I prefer the teepee, but you can use the metal shelf is cool because when you put items on it, it actually shows up. If I had a ton of salvage metal, I would do it, but I need to use that for this. Okay, so this is kind of important right here. If you want to and which wall are we going to upgrade? We're going to upgrade. We'll start upgrading on this side, okay? Well, where's the center of our base? It's really not. There's no center necessarily. We'll call this the center because we'll upgrade this one. So we're going to press Control plus I, and I is your interact key, okay? And then you get the upgrade, and you see if I was to do this, it works okay. If you target it on the side, it doesn't always work. It's working really good for me for some reason. Let's say I was unarmed and I try to target it. It still works. Wow. And I think maybe that works better than it used to. But I always aim at the bottom right there because that's like the true center. So that's upgraded. Okay. It does, Zeus. It does persist. See you, Mr. Dizzy. Thanks for hanging out. And then so we gotta wait. We gotta wait a little bit to upgrade that again. There's not really a progress bar on that right now. So I would go here again, and should take some lumber packs. So we can upgrade that into a door now. There's no lockable doors yet, but there will be. So that's the basics for upgrading. And I believe that the recipes for some of this are subject to change as well. I think they should be more costly, honestly. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe slightly more costly. We're going to upgrade. So now we got a doorway. Okay. So now we got a doorway. Okay. How do you get scrap metal? Right now, just in trash piles and shipping containers, which we do have an example of. We had an example of a shipping container. Shipping containers will show up on the map now when they happen. It's a world event that happens when there's an earthquake and there's no players around. So let's see if we can get the upgrade. We're gonna have to wait just a little bit for this. Okay, so now we've got a door. So now we get a fully upgraded wall with a door. There you go. Fantastic. And then what was the other thing I was going to show? Oh, yeah, basically just upgrading. So we're going to upgrade some walls. And actually, like, I don't know, this one's not really going to work too well. I think a doorway for this. We're going to upgrade this one. And then we want to upgrade that one more time just for a doorway. So if we made a door, it's going to be awkward to get into the other house, because we can technically loot in here if we want. Drive straight, shot one end of the map to the other. Not sure, Tiger Spaz, good question. Epicenter, nothing is happening at the epicenter. Eventually it will be a place for like an ore vein, if you're familiar with that. Another way to make money, possibly some other nasty stuff will happen at the epicenter. So we've got a doorway that goes in there. Okay, pretty cool, pretty cool. Some will just kind of just go along the line here, and we're going to start to upgrade these walls. Yeah, okay. And we're out of salvage metal at this point. So you guys kind of see how that works. We got a working door, and there you go. Yeah. Can you move an upgraded wall? Yes, you can. Of course, yeah. Now, of course, the also the that frequency jammer will prevent anyone that's not in your group from moving your stuff around. Okay. Now, right now, there's some issues with the frequency jammer, from what I've heard. So we need to get that going. Yeah, the ore veins, right? That's where we're talking about minerals, right? So there you go. Is anyone ready to do base building? I pretty much explained everything I could. Yeah, everything I could in one thing. The door, no door locks yet.
Sure. I was just getting some energy.
Yeah, I can hear you putzing over there. So like, people should get creative with the physics. Like if you wanted to lock your base down a little bit better, you could, without salvage metal, you could still kind of still have a makeshift base with the wood, right?
I like how you use the teepee.
Yeah, use the teepee to flip the piece vertical, yeah. But I'm gonna place a foundation somewhere. In fact, we can move it around later. I'm just gonna place it down just somewhere kind of flat. Might actually place something on top of the rock, because that would be something you wouldn't normally be able to do. Oh, world limit reach. That's right. Ah, crap! I forgot about that. So world limit reach right now. I think that's because there's a couple of duped bases that need to be nuked. So we need to any kind of satchel charges we need to save up.
Right.
Hi, Andrea.
So we need to do that first, really.
Right. Mm-hmm. We need to kind of mess around with these pieces a little bit if there's anything we want to redo.
Now, this is twice that I've run up on this Emmett in town, and they're sitting in the truck idling, and my game is crashed as soon as I get within 5 meters of the truck.
Really? That's odd. I don't know what's going on there. Your crypto isn't persistent. It will be on a device that's by your body, so you could go back and get it, but other players can steal it too. There's no way to store crypto
We're
at
just
the moment.
hanging out in there listening to the building tutorial. We can move it. I mean, that might fix it.
No, I'm behind it.
The physics, not in this build. You can
Like my
definitely
computer just
destroy
froze
them,
right now.
but essentially these pieces are locked into place. Now, AWOL might get something to where, you know, let's say an earthquake happens near your base, it might just topple everything to the ground. But right now, I mean, the physics are enabled still during that locking phase, so it has to be supported until it locks. See you, Gamma. Appreciate you. Yep, thank you very much. Demolition Run, yeah, definitely do. And I know where a couple bases are on this server, so it'll be something. It'll be something, but at least we have something to demonstrate here. How a base would be